What should have been a celebration of freedom has ended in despair for our community. All of the people who died steps from here lost their freedom. All of it. Every ounce of freedom that they had.
A powerful message from the Lake County State's Attorney today announcing murder charges against the suspected parade shooter.
At times, his words were met with applause and even cheers.
Anthony Ponce live tonight with the latest on the criminal investigation. Anthony.
Donna and Corey, in announcing 7 first-degree murder charges against the suspect, the Lake County State's Attorney promised to pursue the maximum sentence under Illinois law. He called yesterday's parade shooting a premeditated and calculated attack, and he also said that the charges announced this afternoon are likely just the beginning.
Today, the Lake County State's Attorney's Office has charged Robert Crimo III with 7 counts of first-degree murder for the killing spree that he has unleashed against our community.
Lake County State's Attorney Rinehart says he expects to announce dozens of more charges against Crimo in the coming days, including attempted murder, aggravated battery, and aggravated discharge in an attack he described as well orchestrated and carefully planned.
These are just the first of many charges that will be filed against Mr. Crimo. I want to emphasize that. There will be more charges. We anticipate dozens of more charges centering around each of the victims.
If convicted, he will face life in prison without the possibility of parole.
These state murder charges are appropriate at this time. We will continue to deploy our federal resources in collaboration with these state and local partners to ensure that individuals who commit horrific acts of violence like this using firearms are held accountable.
And tomorrow morning, Crimo will go before a Lake County judge in bond court. The state's attorney has already asked that judge to make sure that he is held without the possibility of bail. Corey and Dawn.
So, Anthony, we understand police announced the suspect had a troubled past, but was still able to buy those guns legally. Any word tonight on just exactly how that was able to occur?
Yes, there were 2 very disturbing incidents back in 2019. In April of that year, police were called to the family residence after a suicide attempt by Crimo. And then a few months later, in September of that year, police were called back to that residence because family members reported to police that he made a threat to, quote, kill everyone. And at that time, they confiscated 16 knives, 1 dagger, and 1 sword from the residence. And just 4 months after that, he was approved by state police for a FOID card with his own father's sponsorship, which is a pretty confounding situation when you think about it. We did get a statement from Illinois State Police responding to the circumstances there. Here is that statement, which read in part, in December of 2019, at the age of 19, the individual applied for a FOID card. The subject was under 21, and the application was sponsored by the subject's father. Therefore, at the time of FOID application review in January of 2020, there was insufficient basis to establish a clear and present danger and deny the FOID application. Now, Illinois does have a red flag law. It's called the Illinois Firearm Restraining Order, which does allow courts in certain situations to temporarily confiscate guns from mentally ill individuals and also prohibits them from buying new guns during a temporary period of time. So the big question is, why did that order not take effect when it comes to this particular suspect? State police told us a little bit later tonight, just in the last hour or so, that Crimo passed 4 background checks in 2020, and then his father later said that those knives that were confiscated were his and not his son's. Also, the state police said that Crimo told police in September of 2019 that he never intended to hurt anyone. So those are the facts that have been reported by the state police, but obviously a lot of questions as to why this individual seemed to fall through the cracks with the system in place. We are live tonight in Highland Park. Anthony Ponce, Fox 32, Chicago.